Hi everyone, welcome to this week's video. If you're new here, my name is Sarah and I make a video about once a week, just about the everyday makeup that I'm using, new things I'm trying out, shopping my stash, and my makeup spending and consumption habits. And one of the things I really like to do that I've started doing this year is project panning. So that is what today's video is. I'm going to give an update on the 5 items that I'm working through in my project pan currently, where I'm at, how much progress I made, and what it's going to look like going forward. So if you want to see an update on the 5 products, then just keep watching. So I will start off by saying that I don't have any completed products this month, but I feel confident that I am so close on a few of them that next month there should be some good updates. But the first item in my project pan is the middle powder in my Hourglass Trio palette, and I definitely feel like I am making some good progress. I hit the wall of the pan down here, so I'm kind of slowly working my way to make that a little bigger. And I definitely can see where I've flattened out on some of the edges. There's still quite a bit of product here, but I've always known that this was going to be a product that probably takes me all of 2023 to use up, but it will be so satisfying when I do. As I've said and shown in some other videos, I just lightly dust this kind of as a finishing powder, and then I use it sometimes as a eyebrow highlight and sometimes as a highlight on my face, which I have today. It's pretty subtle, but that's how I like to use that powder. Next we have the bronzer that I'm working through, which is my Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer. It's a mini version that I bought years and years ago at like TJ Maxx and Marshalls. But again, also really happy with the progress I'm making on this. The pan has definitely gotten bigger since the last month, and I really feel like I'm about ready to repress this. It's getting difficult to kind of swirl my brush around the edges because this is a really small pan to begin with. So if I repress it and kind of get that product back in the middle, I think it will help make me be able to use this a little bit faster. And I don't want to get too optimistic, but I honestly feel like I could potentially use this up in the next month, if not get very, very close. But really enjoying this. I think this is a really good bronzer color for me right now. I'm wearing it today, and I think it's really good for transitioning into the summer months when I will also start to get a little more tan. Next we have the face powder that I've been using, which is the Catrice mattifying powder. The labeling is starting to rub off from use, but here is where we're at on this powder. Definitely expanding the pan from the last month. I started kind of getting more of a dip down here to get closer to the outer ring. I don't think I'm quite ready to repress this one, but I feel like I can still get a decent amount of product. The edges still have quite a bit going on, and I can get the type of brush that I use into there and pat it all over my face. I've said before, this powder, it works fine. It's just not my favorite, and I don't feel like it's the most blurring necessarily, which I know it's not supposed to be. It's just a mattifying powder, but I feel like it does that, but like barely, if you know what I mean. So I'm using it and I'm enjoying it, but I'm not going to be upset when it's gone, and I probably would not repurchase this, but I'm glad that I'm trying it out and using it up completely. I also am not sure if I can finish this in the next month or we'll see. I don't think I will, but I think I'll get very close, similar to the bronzer. Next is the foundation that I have been working on. I rolled this in last month, I believe. It is the Bite Beauty Changemaker foundation. I have the color L20. I don't really know if that means anything anymore because, as we all know, Bite Beauty went out of business, so you can no longer buy products from them, which is why I decided to pan this foundation and move it out of my collection so that I can start using more current and products that you can actually still buy. So this I rolled in last month. As I said, it started in at 33 grams, and this month it is weighing in at 27 grams. So I used, what is that, 6 grams of product, and you can see I've really been able to flatten out the top of this tube, and most of the product is now in the bottom. I kind of have the feeling that once we get more into the summer months, and especially at the end of June, I have a trip planned to the beach where I know I'll be getting more tan. This might actually become too light for me, so I'll try and use this as much as I can in June. It's kind of funny because when I started using this earlier last month, I felt like it was almost a little too dark for me, and now I feel like it's maybe gonna be too light, but we will see. So far, I'm liking it okay. I'm wearing it today. I do feel like it is a slightly like greasy formula. It's this weird texture of like, it feels somewhat whipped, but it's not at the same time, and it just feels a little greasy and like it doesn't quite, like I've been using a brush to pat it in and it just doesn't feel like it ever quite fully blends in. Like I see my brush strokes for quite a bit of time until I can kind of more like tap it in and pat it in. So maybe a sponge would be a better application technique for this foundation, but I just don't have a sponge right now. And since I'm on a no buy, I'm trying really hard not to buy anything, even though I would be justified in buying a sponge because I don't have one right now. So we'll see. We'll see if I end up buying one just to see if it works a little better with this foundation. But this is where we're at with this foundation. I think this will continue to take a couple months to use up, especially if I end up rolling it out after next month for a couple months and rolling it back in the winter. That would probably be my plan if I end up becoming a little too tan for this product. That would be what I do. But this is where we are now, making good progress. So happy to be using up an older foundation in my collection. The final product I've been working on is a lip product. It is the Maybelline Color Whisper in the shade 25 Lust for Blush. I don't know if they make these or sell these anymore, but I really liked these. They're kind of like a lip balmy formula. I'm wearing this color today. I feel like it just looks very natural on my lips, and it's one of these colors that I like that I don't really need a mirror to apply, so it's great to throw in my purse. I didn't really like draw a line on a piece of paper or anything, but this is where we are. I feel like I made a decent dent in this compared to last month's starting point. So last month was when I first rolled this in. And very recently, I know I said in my last video I was excited to start trying this out as a cream blush. I actually didn't start doing that this month until the very end. So I have it as a cream blush today under my powder blush. But what I do is I'll just like rub a little bit of this on my hand and then take a brush and dab that on my hand and then put that on my cheeks. I'm not like smearing this directly on my cheeks because I'm still using it on my lips, so just like for sanitary reasons and not getting other makeup or like skincare products on this, I put it on my hand first, and that seems to work really well, and I think will be a good way to kind of use this up faster. I think once it gets down to the point where I can't really get any more out, I don't think I'm gonna like dig it out or anything because this is a particularly old product in my collection. So if I can just wear it all the way down to, you know, flatten it out, I think I will feel good about that and call it done. So those are the 5 products that I'm currently working on and the progress that I've made. I know it's not the most exciting when there isn't a new product used up and rolling in a different one to start working on, but I feel really good about where I'm at on all 5 of these products, and I really think that by next month I will have at least 1, if not 2 products used up that I'll be able to roll out and then roll something new in. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe. I appreciate both of those things. It really helps me out in seeing which videos are the most liked and what I should film more of in the future. I would really appreciate it. Let me know in the comments below if you're working on a project pan this year and how it's going for you. But yeah, please like, subscribe, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.